This bag might not look like much, but everything inside is going to play a role in my first Ironman 70.3. Over the last few months, I've been collecting gear, learning what I actually need, and trying not to forget anything important. So today, I'm unpacking everything that's coming with me on race day. And if you've done a 70.3 before, please let me know if I'm forgetting something before I found out the hard way. If you're new here, my name is Philippe. I'm documenting my journey to completing the Ironman 70.3. Every week I'm showing my exercises, the ups and downs, and everything I'm learning in between. So in this video, let's see what's in my bag. But before we do it, let's see what's not in my bag. This will be everything that's outside of my bag. It will be my bike, which I'll show a bit later in this video. This is my bike that I'm going to use for race day. It's a Specialized Tarmac SL6 Sport 2021 model. And for now, this is it. The only thing I'll add is TT bars, but other than that, this is the race horse. And then my tri-suit. This is obviously what I'll wear to complete the race in. I'll wear my running shoes to transition area, and this is what I'll switch out with my slippers. My bicycle helmet will be on my bag. And then lastly would be the clothes that I'm going to wear over my tri-suit. And this is the same clothes I'll wear when I finish the triathlon. Yeah. Jumping into the first category would be swimming. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. So when you open up the bag, obviously at the bottom, behind everything, would be my wetsuit. Let me make one of those fancy transitions. When I snap my fingers, the wetsuit would be in my hands. This is my Orca wetsuit, the piece of equipment that changed my swimming life when it came to open water swimming. This is a single piece that gave me the most confidence, that felt like I could conquer the world. So probably the most important part in swimming for me would be this. And then if you move on to the other goodies, this is all my other swimming gear that I've got. Firstly, I've got my earplugs. These are just basic earplugs that I put in my ears when I'm swimming. I guess you can use press stick and stuff as well, but this works for me. Then secondly is swimming caps. I won't necessarily take two to the actual swim, because I know you are getting one, but always have a spare, because these things rip so easily. So always two of those. And then lastly for my swimming would be my swimming goggles. I would recommend having two sets as well. I'll definitely get another set because I haven't experienced it, but I did hear about it. Your goggles can rip on the day of your race, and if they rip, I think you're pretty much screwed. I don't know what you're gonna do. So this is all my swimming stuff. I think this is also the only legal swimming stuff you're allowed to have with the swim. And then the wetsuit can change according to water temperature. If it's too hot, the water is too hot, you can't swim with the wetsuit. If it's too cold, you're obligated to swim with the wetsuit. So yeah, that's swimming. And then moving on to the next discipline would be my cycling, which is second in the triathlon as well. So I've got a set of socks. I know some people cycle without socks. Not me, I'm not him. So I'm cycling with socks. So this is my cycling shoes that I'm using. It's Specialized with road pedal cleats. And then the only other thing I'm using with the cycling would be my cycling glasses, which I'll also use for the running as well. And then the last thing I'm using for cycling, which is also used in two disciplines, will be my race belt. So when you cycle, you put it on, you rotate it to the back so that the number is at the back, and then when you run, you rotate it back to the front. So that's that. And then lastly, sorry, I wasn't done, would just be all my different carbs, carb gels, energy bars, you name it. And then if it's really cold, I'll use a set of gloves as well. But this is obviously dependent on how cold it is, and same with my outfit. If it's super cold, I'm guessing you're gonna cycle with a long sleeve shirt or something like that. But for now, this is pretty much it for cycling. And then jumping into the running category, I'll have my, oh yes, and obviously helmets, which is very important. Another tip for transition, you are not allowed to touch your bike if you don't have the helmet on your head and clipped on. Someone can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the rules regarding the cycling helmet. But then the shoes that I wore the morning is what I'm using for the run as well. And then I'm replacing the shoes in the morning with my pluckies, my slippers, whatever you call it. So this is what I'm using in transition when I swap out the shoes. And then I don't really have a hat that I'm wearing, but I'll probably use the same glasses that I used for the cycling. And then the last thing would be the running belt, same as the cycling belt. So I don't know if you know, but if you've got this and you put it on, for the cycling you rotate it to the back so that this would be basically on your back, and for the running you just rotate it back forward. And then I've got this specific one because it's got a little bit of a small storage compartment. And then for the storage compartment, I've got these water sachets, which I actually don't think I'll need at the end, because I know there's quite a few water points, but that's one use for it. You can use your cramp stuff that you can put in there. And then you can use your gels as well if you're not keen on using the Morton gels that Ironman supplies. But I think that's basically it for running. It's just that's it. Yeah, then you're basically done with the race. Let's move on to all the miscellaneous items. And then for the miscellaneous items, basically everything that's left in the bag would be a towel. This towel I'll use for stretching beforehand, and I'll use it in transition for whatever reason, to dry off your feet or anything like that. I've got a few gels and stuff left, but this will obviously be distributed throughout the race in the different disciplines. I've got a stretching elastic that I'll use for stretches beforehand. You'll probably lay on the towel and use this for stretching. And then the last thing I've got would be in this bag, toilet paper for obvious reasons, and then just like a small med kit with pain medication, wet wipes, you name it. And to my knowledge, that is everything. That's everything that was in my bag. Yeah, apologies. There's too much bags in my bag. I forgot about my bottles. This I would use mainly on the bike because I've got 2 bottle cages. So this would be probably one for electrolytes and one for carbs. And then the last thing I forgot, which is probably one of the most important things, would be sunscreen. But I've got it now. And that's everything that was in my bag. This is everything that was in my bag that's laid out on the table. But if there's anything you think I forgot, something I can improve on in my bag, any tips, any tricks, any recommendations, there's one thing that's not in my bag that I need to get, and that's anti-chafe, without a doubt. So that's something I'm gonna get. And the other thing I don't have is a power bank. But yeah, overall that's it. And my tri-suits. I mean, what more do you need at the end of the day? But that's it for this video. It might be a little bit shorter, but thank you for watching. If you liked it, consider leaving a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you're new here, my name is Philippe, and I'm documenting my first Ironman 70.3 journey. Yeah. No, that was not it. Every every week I'll show you the ups and downs, the training, and everything in between. But let's see what's in the bag. And I'll be documenting. I'm documenting my journey.